Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. Hello, happy Friday. So I went into the studio for a bit. One of the instructors is taking a break, and so I was able to take one of her classes. It was really good. For better or worse, people put their heart and soul into where they go, and this instructor is really going to be missed. So I had a chance to say some, not goodbyes, but hopefully some see you laters, and to really be present for someone's last day. So that was really meaningful. Had a chance to catch up with the manager. We did some trainings. Something that I'm going to be passing off to him is going to be doing a lot of sales and lead follow-up. So I've been doing a lot of that myself, but he's very goal-oriented, very quota-driven, and having a chance to really get that gravy, I guess. And so we showed him a little bit of the sales system, how to work the phone, how to follow up with leads, and just what system it is, what buttons to press, that sort of thing. One area that we're currently lacking is I have an instructor that's very helpful with the kickboxing sessions. I've got another instructor that I talked to who wants to be very helpful with the strength training sessions. And it was a good conversation. She asked for some very valuable things in taking on the role, and I wanted to meet her with where she's at. So I said, hey, would this be a decent alternative? Would this work? I'm definitely looking for this and this in the role. Not so much this and this, but I know you're really good at, these areas and those areas. Would this be helpful for support or for comp? I want to find a way to make this work because I think we'd be really great working together. She said, okay, yeah, totally. This thing would be meaningful to me. Nah, not so much this much. So, okay, cool. We won't focus on that then. It sounds good. And so it was just a very mature adult conversation about how we can do a good comp plan as well as how we can do a good deliverables and expectations plan as well. And so I'll admit I'm feeling a bit stretched with the P&L. I'm trying to save money where I can. The total losses over the past month and a half are a lot bigger than I thought. Not the financial losses per se, but the membership losses. Losing a key team member really had a tough impact on the membership base, and it's taken a toll bigger than when I last had looked at it. And so with fewer members, revenue's lower, and with new staff, new training, your expenses are temporarily higher. And so lower revenue, higher expenses, it's a pinch. And I don't want to sugarcoat that. And so what can I be retaining? I need to really be intentional with the revenue and the expenses, and not, if I'm going to be giving out extra outlays, and I need to be having a solid good reason. If I'm increasing expenses in an area, I have to have a good justification for it. And so either intangibles and tangibles, and so at the end of the day, I made a deal that the instructor really thought was fair, and it's tough because it's a fair deal, but it's more expensive than what I was used to doing. And so that's a tough area to be in. And so I'm trying to figure out, okay, so this is the immediate thing that I'm seeing. What's the long-term play? How is this going to pan out a year from now? And so I'm trying to put on the long-term hat and the finances to get to that long-term trajectory. And so just anyhow, this is a very good leader. They've done a lot of off-the-clock work. They're doing a lot of off-the-clock communications that I didn't realize was happening, that they're now doing, that they have been doing, that are valuable and needed. And I'm trying to put together a winning team. The right people doing the right role, fair compensation that's meaningful to what they're doing, and it's just tough. It's tough because you don't know how things are going to play out in the long term. And so just taking a breath, one day at a time. I'm not stressing, but I'm also trying to figure out, like, this is how, like, yeah, like the expenses are higher than I want them to be. The revenues were lower than what I want it to be. And am I making the right calls? Like, let's put it this another way. So you can have let's just say, like, you're a startup company. You can hire premium talent, premium experience, but if you don't have the revenue for it, the company's not going to pan out very well. And so when do you have to, like, I'm just making this up because I know the tech world. Say, like, you go for, like, average talent, but you can save a lot of money. And so now your product is an average product and you're collecting average revenue, but you have a viable business model, but you want a premium product. And so what do you do in the business model so that you have a winning business model? And I don't know how to do that. That's advanced strategy, and that's new territory for me. So right now I'm bringing in very premium people and I'm paying premium prices, and the revenue there is not quite there. And so what can I be doing to boost the revenue? Whether that's improving the retention. Does that mean, like, we'll have more organic referrals? So I'm trying to work on the business model. But if nothing else, I've got the right talent and the right people. And I think that's the first right step to be doing. And so finish that up. The instructor plans are set to go. The right staff are good to go. And now at 9 o'clock, zipping home to work the day job. I've got some family coming into town next week. Just so many moving parts. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going. Going to work with the right people along the way. That's where we're at. That's where we're going. Let's rock and roll. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.